And I'm told that what she's done in Mulk is very different from what she's done on TV. Basically not an actor, but I asked him to do this part and he's done it well.
And the philosophy that he gave is something that many times we are subjected to that and we get confused. What exactly does that mean?
Very angry with one and she shouted at him. So I didn't understand why he was dancing well. So she said, in a group dance, nobody can be noticed individually. It should look like a group. One. Hi, this is Anubhav Sinha and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.
Prachi Shah, so people are not talking about her. I think she was outstanding.
Yeah,
she has
so
some really key scenes in the movie, the way she breaks down and when she refuses that ye mera beta nahi hai and we're not going to take the lash. I think she was outstanding, and again a performance that makes people stand up and take notice of her. She has been there for a long time, but maybe a performance that will get her noticed like never before, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much of her television work, but apparently, and I'm told that what she's done in Mulk is very different from what she's done on TV. I think people were so mesmerized, happy, inspired by a whole lot of other performances in the film that it has not come down to individuals after Chintuji, Rishi and Manoj Pava. But people are generally saying that every actor is very good in the film,
the casting is excellent.
Prateek and
Prateek is outstanding.
Ashrut, Vartika, those small new young kids. It's overall a very good, very high level of performances that people think it is.
Even Ashutosh Rana, I think I think he's such an actor that who's not celebrated enough. And the fact is that he's playing a character which is in complete contrast to his personal beliefs. He's someone who completely has different views. Yeah. He speaks very, very chaste Hindi, but I think he is someone who fights for the liberal space and what is secular space feverishly. I think he's one of the very few voices within the film industry who speaks his mind openly. And for him to portray a completely antithetical character was wonderful. Even the character who's there who's a fixer. Social media संभाल लेंगे, but there are people like that today who are there everywhere, who are there in all the industries, who are fixing something or the other, be it the film industry, be it the corporate world, be it the media. There are such people who are fixing something or the other, so they have been assigned certain.
That's Gaurav Dwivedi, who's basically not an actor, but I asked him to do this part, and he's done it well.
And the philosophy that he gave is something that many times we are subjected to that and we get confused. What exactly does that mean? What exactly does that entire philosophy mean? All right, but Kumud Mishra, once again, I think the subtlety that he brings to the table and so beautifully done. So beautifully done.
He's a fantastic actor. Yeah. He's one actor who would never stick out of the story. Who's always under the surface of the story. And which is a great quality in an actor too, because the story decides the boundary of an actor. I remember long back, I was an assistant. Sarojji was doing a song, and the dancers, boys were rehearsing it. So suddenly she got very angry with one and she shouted at him. So I didn't understand why he was dancing well. So I asked her. We were having tea and I asked her, what went wrong? He was doing well. So she said, no, you don't understand. In a group dance, nobody can be noticed individually. It should look like a group, one. And he was trying to stand out.
Do his own thing.
Do his own thing. That is how it goes in a group of actors in a movie.
Right.
If you try to stand out, then you break the
rhythm,
break the balance. The best part about the reason why the performances of Mulk are being talked about so much is that nobody is trying to stand out. Everybody is staying within the realm of the story and right at the surface. So which is a fine balance which the actors have created.
All right. So there's this dialogue that Ashutosh Rana is having right at the end of Taapsee, where he says that एक बार फिर exact मुझे words याद नहीं है लेकिन
आज फिर न्याय ने धर्म को चित्त कर दिया.
आज फिर न्याय ने धर्म. I think that's a beautiful line.
Yes.
That's such a pertinent line that's something that this country badly needs because people have certain doubts about the entire judiciary element that we have today in terms of 50-50. Then ऋषि कपूर telling तापसी that मैं अपने मुल्क को कैसे यकीन दिलाऊं अपने मतलब एक लॉयल्टी. What's the dialogue exactly?
प्यार साबित कैसे किया जाता है?
प्यार साबित कैसे किया
जाता है? प्यार करके ही ना.
प्यार करके. And there are several dialogues which have Ashutosh Rana, so many dialogues. So they have become people have learned them by heart. It seems that it just you can say जैसे और I think किसी भी फिल्म की कामयाबी का बहुत बड़ा निशानी होती है अगर उसके डायलॉग्स जो हैं वो इस तरीके से if they become commonplace. So many of them, it's Sholay and so many of them. It's the dialogues that become so big. तुम इन टू में you did not have that privilege. Your dialogues.
हाँ, तुम इन टू में तो देखी भी नहीं किसी ने.
हाँ, when your dialogues just stand out like this, how crucial is it for you as a writer? Because you always have taken yourself very seriously as a writer because of जो आपने जो मुताला किया है इतने सालों का, आपने पूरा का पूरा झोंक दिया है एक फिल्म के अंदर. मतलब बिकॉज वो दिखता है कहीं ना कहीं जो भी आपने शायरों को कवियों को जो आपने जिस तरीके से पढ़ा है everything you have just poured everything into it together. How satisfying is that for you?
Very satisfying. To
get noticed as a writer in terms of, because I'm sure that you must have envied your colleagues, a few of your friends, that when their writing is appreciated the way it is.
I envied a lot of my contemporaries and colleagues, mostly for their resilience and for their conviction and perseverance. You know, people like Anurag Kashyap, Hansal, Vishal Bhardwaj, even Basu for that matter, Anurag Basu. Sishu, Tigmanshu
Dhulia.
Sudhir Bhai, of course.
Sudhir Mishra.
I have always been very envious of their resilience. They did not succumb to tailor-made films. They made what they wanted to make. And I've always been envious of that. And this is probably the second time in my career that I have not made a tailor-made film. So Tumbin was first. Tumbin 2 was tailor-made in a sense that, you know, Bhushan wanted X number of songs in the film. But this was absolutely free of any such measurements to which I had to cut the cloth.
Right.
The only consideration was the story that I wanted to tell and the things that I wanted to say.
Yeah, the fact that you went with your conviction, I think that's the best part. And people have so many expectations from you now as to what you're going to be, because a lot of people, they feel that personally I would say that this is where you're starting now. Like personally, I'm very keen to just know what you'll be doing next. अच्छा, in fact जो मैंने letter भी in fact मैंने लिखा था उसके अंदर मैंने एक बात मैंने लिखी थी, मैं आपको उसका genesis बताता हूँ. I watched this session of Irfan Habib साहब at Jashan Rekhta. उन्होंने एक इतनी ज़बरदस्त एक बात कही थी which has always stayed with me. And he was talking about the contribution of Delhi and how the various communities, they just made Delhi together. So he said a very interesting thing. He said that किसी भी शायरी में, किसी भी वर्क ऑफ आर्ट में ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप कैसे कह रहे हैं, आपका अंदाज क्या है, वो उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि आप कह क्या रहे हैं, आप जिस भी अंदाज में कहें. इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि उसका आपका what is the idea that you're saying, and that makes it truly different, whatever you're trying to say. तो बहुत बार क्या होता है कि जो एक पोइट्री होती है, फ्लफ होता है और बहुत बड़े से डायलॉग्स होते हैं जिसमें कि चीज़ को सामने परोसा जाता है. बट इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये है कि आप कह क्या रहे हैं. इस फिल्म की जो बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है वो है कि आप कह क्या रहे हैं इसके अंदर. You have dared to say that.
तुम्हारी बातों से मुझे गालिब का एक शेर याद आया कि कहते हैं कि दुनिया में है और भी दुनिया में सुखनवर बहुत अच्छे, कहते हैं कि गालिब का है अंदाज़ बयां. और
अंदाज़ बयां डेफिनेटली.
तो कई बार अंदाज़ बयां में भी बात होती है, बस ऐसी बात नहीं है. ऐसा गालिब साहब कह रहे हैं.
अंदाज़ बयां में डेफिनेटली बात होती है. इट्स बेसिकली आर्ट एंड फॉर्म. आई थिंक वो डिबेट हमेशा चलती रहेगी. बट लेकिन जो सब्जेक्ट मैटर है, बिकॉज इसमें आपने बहुत सी चीजें आपने,
हाँ, मुझे इसमें अंदाज़े बयां के लिए बहुत शाबाशी है, मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. वो
जो बहुत सी चीजें आपने जो उसमें निकाली हैं,
क्या कहा है वो ज्यादा जरूरी था.
वो मतलब लोग सोचते हैं कि यार ये तो हमारे भी जहन में था. ये तो हमारे भी जहन में था, चाहे वो अजान की बात हो, चाहे ये कि दैट ये एक जो चीज़ है कि भाई इसमें नंबर ऑफ जो चिल्ड्रन होते हैं वो ज़्यादा होते हैं, ज़्यादा शादियां करते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत सी चीज़ें मिसनोमर्स हैं, एंड उसमें फिर कुछ कुछ जो है उनको जिहाद के काम पे लगा दिया जाता है, एजुकेशन नहीं होती है, बहुत सी ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जो कि लोगों के जहन में थी। आप सतह पे भी आप खेल सकते थे, लेकिन आपने अंदर उसके अंदर चीज़ें किया। यू हैव द वे यू हैव ट्राइड टू अंडरस्टैंड द स्क्रिप्चर्स। I don't know how many people can possibly do that.
सतह पे खेलते तो
आपने काफिर वाला जो डेफिनेशन जो बोला था, 900 कमेंट्स हैं उस इंटरव्यू पे।
अच्छा,
मैं आपको भेजूंगा 900 कमेंट्स हैं इसके। So people are totally bewildered that how does he know so much about this thing?
Ask. Please tell all those 900 people
Right.
anything that you don't know.
Right.
Ask. And this is the time of Google. You can Google about your parents and you still might get to know a little more than you already did. But हाँ, पूछ के ना, काफिर का क्या मतलब है, पूछ लो। कितना टाइम लगता है? फरीदुन को एक फोन करो, या आपका कोई और ऐसा दोस्त जो आप समझते हैं कि इसको मालूम होगी ये बात, वो फोन करिए, पूछ लीजिए, वो बता देगा आपको, आप जान जाएंगे।
Right.
फिर आप जाहिल नहीं नजर आएंगे।
Right.
पर लोग वो फोन करने में इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है, लोग जाहिल होने में।
एनालॉजी आपने दी थी कि साले का, जो आपने एनालॉजी दिया था, इतना सच अ ब्यूटीफुल एनालॉजी।
Hi, this is Anubhav Sinha and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.